Well, today is the first day of 2024 and the weather cooperated pretty well. I mean, it was on the chilly side, right? We had clouds this morning, ended up seeing some sunshine this afternoon and a glorious sunset. I gave some recaps about the rainfall during the 6 p.m. newscast. Essentially, we're about average for this year. But check this out. The tornado count. 74 tornadoes happened in 2023. Our annual average is about 57. What was really remarkable with tornadoes in Oklahoma, January we had 5 tornadoes, and in February we had 13 tornadoes, and both of those set a record for the most number of tornadoes in those corresponding months, and that happened last year. Wild, right? Tornadoes can happen any time of year here in Oklahoma. April and June, highest number of tornadoes happened for the year, so for those respective months. So in April and June, and not May, interestingly enough, although we still had a good amount in May as well. So things have flipped. We're now in an El Nino year, so we'll see how that ends up impacting our storm season. So far this year, though, we have seen a more active southern branch of the jet stream, very typical of El Nino, and that's why we have more active weather pattern ramping up for the next couple of weeks. Taking a look outside, 30 degrees right now. I've actually lowered our temperature for tonight because surrounding areas at Will Rogers, it's 30. Surrounding areas are well into the 20s right now, 21 for El Reno. It's cold, calm winds, lower dew points, allowing those temperatures to drop. One thing that will change that will be gradually increasing high-level clouds from the west. That will hopefully level out our temperatures a little bit. It's blowing off of this very weak storm system. You can see it now moving through Arizona and New Mexico. This will be generally traveling to the south, so grazing us, mainly bringing some cloud cover, a few weak showers to the southwest. Now, this storm system off the coast of Alaska, the Pacific Northwest, we're going to be tracking this to be moving in towards the end of the week. This one may pack more of a punch, bringing more rain potential and maybe even some winter weather in the state. One thing I want to notice it's cold, sure, but it's not as cold as we typically see in January. Usually we see these shades of fuchsias and pinks that represents the Arctic air. We see that pouring into at least the northern plains, but the northern branch of the jet stream, the polar jet, is keeping that at bay, and it has been successfully throughout most of the winter. That may start to change next week. We might get a taste of some colder air, and that obviously could impact what type of precip we see too. Temperatures now in the mid-20s for El Reno. We're back up a little bit. It was briefly at 21 degrees at the start of the newscast. 32 for Shawnee. We're down to 27 for Alva and 28 for Clinton. Winds are light. There's a southerly wind to the west that will help boost our temperatures tomorrow. Active weather ahead. So weak storm system tomorrow, bigger storm system for Thursday. See how Friday, though, broadens out and stays a little bit farther north. That will keep more of the winter precip farther north. But next week, this storm system, Monday and Tuesday, we're watching closely. It's going to drag down even colder air, and that's why there's more of a winter weather potential with this storm system. Of course, it's still a ways out, so stay tuned. Depends on the depth of the cold air and the exact track. By the end of next week, another system behind that. So at least 4 systems heading our way. What an active start to the new year. Future tracks showing maybe a few showers to the south tomorrow. A little bit of sun north, everywhere else cloudy. We're going to have a break on Wednesday, so the sunshine returns before our next system arrives starting late Thursday. This is showing Thursday evening. Rain across western Oklahoma, a winter mix northwest, snow in our panhandle. And notice how most of that winter mix stays confined to far northern Oklahoma. Most of the snow will be up in Kansas based off the current track. The rest of the state mainly seeing a little bit of rain. That could even last through Friday evening. Convenient timing, though, moves out for the weekend. Future rainfall totals, we're expecting about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, so not a lot. Means light to moderate rain on Friday. And then future snowfall totals, maybe up to 1 inch in northern Oklahoma. That still could change a bit, but it's not looking like a huge deal for winter weather in our state on Friday. Tonight, lows in the mid to upper 20s. It's going to be cold start, but tomorrow 46, not too bad. Those are average temperatures, still on the cool side. Wednesday looks great. At least we'll have sunshine, upper 30s. Rain chances going up on Thursday night. Winter weather to the north, rain on Friday. Dry for the weekend, tracking winter weather potential Monday into Tuesday. We go from 50 to 35. Of course, depends on the exact track and timing of that system. But yeah, we could have some winter weather coming up. We're due for it.
Yeah, you got a lot to watch.
Yes.
I'll be heading south if we get it. But,
They're going to stick you out in the snow.
They probably will. I'll be bundled up too.
All right, Emily, thank you. Up next.